See, you seeing it for first time, right? Just the walkthrough. Well, steps. So don't focus on any concept. If you practice steps today, tomorrow before start, I'll get into concept, then get into again once again. So once one extraction, if you get perfect, then everything would be smooth. Look at the requirement. I have a requirement like this. Let's say in ECC, same in ECC also I'll have same T code SC11 bus. Okay. Let's say I have a table called VBAC, which actually holds all my sales order data into it. Okay. I got all the sales order data in this table. Yeah. Okay. So what is it called? Sales document header data. I would like to extract this particular data into BW. That's my requirement. Let's say from this table I don't want all the columns. There are not, how many columns are there? Around 147. I don't all see. Does this table have data in it? Go to contents. How many are there? 9,240. Who created this? SD consultant. SD consultant or business user? Business user. But for me, there is no business user. This is an idea system where some dummy data is already there. Will they give us data also like this? Data is generated. It's not about practicing. There's some data is already available in the idea system, which we're using it for practicing. Yeah. From this table, I would like to extract VBLN, ERDAT, and not all other columns, and only these 4 columns, NEWR and WRK. These 4 columns I would like to extract. VBLN is nothing but your sales document number, and ERDAT is nothing but the date on which the transaction was created. And NEW is nothing but the net value of the sales order, and this is not WRK is nothing but the currency of it. If you go to this tab here, this tab you can see, saying look at this. For any WR, we have this WRK as a reference field. Yes or no? It's like your in BW, do you create amount referencing to zero currency, key figure linked up with the unit field? That's all. Association. See, this is CUKY currency key linked up to currency field value. Yeah. So I would like to extract these 4 fields into BW and extract data from this table. Yeah. Now what I'll do? Assume, let's say there is no ready-made data source available for me, so I would like to go with my own custom extractor, where we go with generic extraction source. So how do I create my generic so I want to like load it to the cube, transaction data. So my target is cube, and what type of data source will you create now? Transaction data source. Go to the T code. Don't write anything, just see it. I'll come back tomorrow again, okay? Why BW? What is it you want? VBAC underscore. I'm just giving, what is this here? Maintain generic data source name, and say what type of data source you want? Transaction. Just say create. And when you create data source, it's asking me to which application component do you want to designate this to. Can I connect this to SD? Okay, fine. Some descriptions you given, I'm doing the same. Okay, now it asks view or table. View or table or info set or function. From which one do you want to extract? Table, right? What is my table? VBAC. And just click save. Okay, from here, okay, let's bring everything, I don't mind. So now what happens? This is my data source name, and it creates some, what is this here? It creates something called extract structure. We'll discuss tomorrow, and these are the fields of these are all the different fields what I have. Okay, and then say save. That's it. Data source ready bus. Now once data source ready, what should I do? I should replicate this into BW bus. So for replicating, I use a T code RS-DS. What is the data source name? This is the data source name. What is my source to connection for R3? This is my R3 connection. Go to data source menu and say what? Replicate data source. As RS-DS, 7 flow, okay? Replicate it. Now if I go to RS7, source systems, if I go to R3 connection, right click, say what? Display. I should find my data source. Do you find it? Yes. And say what? Change. Only thing is, once you find replicated and you get all the fields of that same fields, and then you got to do what? Activate. That's it. Activate data. That's it. Flat file simple or R3 simple? నువ్వు చెప్పు ఇప్పుడు. You don't have to maintain it. Basically, what are the fields we had in ECC? It is formulating the transfer structure automatically with those fields. So you don't have to type in panchayat leda. That's it. My data was ready. Basically, my target. I know my data was giving me a lot of fields, but my target was only for 4 numbers. So I already have Infobix for 4. I'll use those Infobix, create my cube, and then connect this. Data was ready. Yeah. So let me go to favorites provider. Create info array ZECC. ECC. I'll just put some info. Now under this, I'm going to create my cube. ZVBAC. Generic demo. Creating normal cube. Yeah. I know I've got Infobix called VBLN for this, and one is my date, so I'll go with what? 0 cal day, and the next I've got a key figure, because to remember I just create my info with the same name of fields, okay? So I've got 0 currency also associated. Now activate. Next, what should I do? I've got data source ready, I've got my target, what should I do this? Ante, that's it. Create transformations, data source is this, of which connection, but this data source of which connection now, instead of using flat file, now use what? R3 connection, that's it. Chinnagundi, just take it to the top. This. That's it. I know source is giving a lot of fields, but I need only 4, because if I want to consider a lot, I need to create so many Infobix, which doesn't make sense now. So then what? How many records should it bring in? I know it. See, we're only doing what? Full. Why? My data is still not supporting any delta bus. Yeah? So with this info, data will come into what? Data source. The next, what should I do? DTP. What is the difference you could find? You could find from flat file and this. In flat file, you're explicitly creating a data source in BW, but if it is ECC, creating data source in ECC, replicating. When you replicate, it takes complete metadata information about the data source and creates it here. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss in what's happening back end. But navigation part, do you feel anything complex? ఏందప్ప పెద్ద మ్యాటర్ ఉందేమన్నా? నీకు అనిపిస్తుంది ఏం లేదా? ఆర్ట్లో డేటా సోర్స్ ఎట్లా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి తెలిసి అయిపోయాను అంటే ఆ మీనింగ్ వచ్చిందా? Now with this navigation, do you understand that if I just know how to create data source in ECC, game is done? Yeah. I know for some reason candidate is not come, but look at this document number, currency and net value. Extract this because there's no one who is controlling my requirements, but so it is fast. In the real time, when you have certain requirements, it will take some time because you'll have to see what field, what all you want. Makes sense. Is it simple, boss? So just try practicing it once today. So tomorrow I'll just go in more depth about when you're saving in what is happening, when you're replicating what is happening, when you are activating what is happening. We'll touch on the internal concepts of it. Okay, fine.